I'm not convinced I know how to read. I've just memorized a lot of words.
The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
True. All life ends in death, which we, as a species, are cursed with knowing, resulting in... something. Again, this is really not my field.
Time for Full Court Press with Connor. He has hot takes from In the Paint, tough picks from the top of the key, and the best scoops on the NBA from downtown.
And we've got him, NBA guy Connor. Connor's been a while. How's Full Court Press doing? How are you? Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Al. It has been a while, and I think your intro there was keen. I've never heard that before, but I think I resonated with it. I'm not sure I know how to read. I think I might have just memorized a whole bunch of words.
Yeah, that's new. I like that one a lot. Because in reality, it's like, that's probably true. We're very seldom sounding out every word. Sports. No, you just memorize it. It's sports. Okay, You move on. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. You having a Merry Christmas? You enjoy the holidays? Is this your jam?
Yeah, it's busier and busier every year. So at a certain point, I'll just hermit and then have more time to just sit and enjoy it, I suppose.
Okay.
Just say
Fair
I'm
enough.
not seeing anybody. No, I'm just kidding. Family that's watching, I'm kidding. But no, it's good.
Can't wait to get with y'all. Your thoughts on sports taking over a lot of these holidays? There's going to be a lot of basketball on Christmas Day. Going to be a little football on Christmas Day. Is that bother you? I mean,
yeah,
you do this for me all the time, and then you got to use Christmas as well to be prepped on it.
The NFL can't just buzz out. They can't keep their mitts out of holidays. They already got Thanksgiving. The NBA had Christmas for a long time, and now they're weaseling in playing football on Christmas. I don't know. There's something, you need something for the uncles and cousins to sit and do, at the family Christmas, I suppose. Stay out of trouble.
That sitting and chatting and, finding out how everybody's doing, that's overrated. You'd really like a good basketball.
At least on my side of the family, we don't have much to say. So it's pretty much, good basket. Oh, look at that. Touchdown.
Oh, that is, okay, that's sad but funny. That being said, don't have a lot of great ball games going on Christmas Day, but we'll talk about that when we get to games. I want to ask you, the power rankings came out, and I'm just going to quiz you. You look at the teams. Who's the number one team in Connor's mind? This is easy.
It's Oklahoma City. Yeah,
all
still.
Right. Then right after them, who would be the next best team?
Denver Nuggets.
Buzz. Okay, that was wrong. They're fourth. Who would be the next best team?
Whose power rankings are these?
ESPN's. That's what I want to get on you this. They put Detroit Pistons too, and it's just a records thing.
Oh,
but they're playing
ridiculous.
on the other side.
That's ridiculous. They're one in the East. I would put them at like 7.
Then they have the Knicks, and we just beat them.
Yeah, no, the Knicks are probably 4. I would say the Knicks are higher than Detroit, though.
Okay. Then you got Denver, which you said, which I would agree with. And then after that, this gets interesting. We just go to
the Spurs.
There it is. The Spurs is correct.
I think the Spurs are 4 in my mind. I think it's Thunder, Denver, the Knicks, and then the Spurs.
All right, and let's just get through the 10. Then after that, and it's you got to think it's all in the West.
Holy
right?
smokes, we're going to 10. Okay. Who else? Let's see. Probably Lakers.
Lakers at 7. Not bad.
Okay. The Rockets are up there, but I don't think they're that high.
They are. They got them at 6. They got them over the
ridiculous.
Lakers.
That is ridiculous. Based on what? Okay. How many are we at now? We're at 7.
You're at 8. You're up to 8. 8,
I'm
9,
at 8.
and 10.
I got 2 more. Probably. Well, the Celtics are down.
They have them at 9. You're on a roll.
That's fake news. Timberwolves.
Timberwolves come in at 8, just ahead of the Celtics, and I'll round it off for you. They're Orlando Magic.
I forgot about the Magic. They're having a decent year. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah.
But
Al, I was thinking about this. And we say this every season probably at some point, but the NBA is the league that has the most mobility. Half of those teams 2 years ago were absolute bottom dwellers, and now including the Thunder, probably not 2 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, the 76ers, the Rockets, all of these teams, the Spurs just last year, the year before, worst teams in the league, and now they're top of their respective conferences.
Any team that gets Wimby is going to all of a sudden start moving up the ranks, right? I mean, the kid changes a ball game. But
one draft pick, yeah.
But this power ranking thing kind of bothers me a little bit because I suppose it's anybody on a given day. the Knicks are ranked third here by ESPN. We just beat them yesterday as the 8th ranked team, and they didn't have their 2 best guys. I get that. So they must give them a pass on it. Is that it? Why would Minnesota be so far down away from because it's just 1 game out of 80, right?
Well, let me read you Yahoo's power rankings because I think ESPN is a little confused. Oklahoma City, the Nuggets, the Knicks at 3, Spurs at 4, Pistons at 5, Rockets at 6, Lakers at 7, Minnesota at 8, Boston at 9, and Philly at 10.
All right, I guess. All right, okay, and then it's everybody's favorite
Denver
team.
not in the top 2 is crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, completely agree, and we get to play them shortly. We'll talk on when we get to the West. Let's just go down the East real quick here. Detroit is having a heck of a year, like you said. What changed for Detroit? Who's the one guy they drafted?
Yeah,
is there somebody, or they just figured it out?
This is another. There is, but this is another great example of the team that was the worst team in the league for years. Drafted right. Cade Cunningham is the star there for sure. Over 25, 26 points a game. Going to be a perennial all-star, awesome player. I think he's a 6'10" point guard, something like that.
Oh,
it's just
a
unicorn. Jalen Duren is a new player as well, and just a rebounding machine. And they've played well together, just in general. They're very, very. They kind of have, in my opinion, the identity that the Rockets had last year, which is very bruising basketball, rebounding, scrappy. And when you have a 26 point per game scorer, which is what the Rockets were missing last year, that's a kind of a lethal combo. But the reality is the East is down quite a bit this year, since years past, with Giannis not playing well and out, Milwaukee's non-existent, and then with the Celtics hurt. The East is a little bit beat up, but I mean, good on Detroit. That was kind of a surprise to see them rise so quickly.
And the Knicks got Cat. You knew they were going to go better. Bronson's come out of the woodwork as just being absolutely the number one guy. He's fantastic to watch. When he doesn't play, they lose. When he plays, they win. Number 2 isn't probably bad there, I guess.
Yeah, no, I think New York's probably the top team in the East right now. Cleveland's the disappointment. We'll get to that in a minute. But Toronto, surprising, again, another team that has just been horrible for probably, since Kawhi left, really, which was, what was that? My gosh, it always is more years than you think it is, 6-7 years. But Brandon Ingram's playing well. They've got a couple other players there. They're just playing good basketball. I don't think that they probably end up in contention, but maybe they make the playoffs. Philly is that one that's always been weird. We've been talking about Philadelphia, the 76ers, for probably as long. Embiid's relevant or he's not. He won MVP once. They've got all these players, and they're, But
didn't Embiid go on this, I won't play back-to-back games and all this other stuff to save himself?
Yeah.
Like, he's crushing that team. And your thoughts with Cleveland? Cleveland was so good, and then it's just injuries? It's
a little bit of the injuries. And I just think it's kind of like the team that sticks in my head, that everyone across sports gets put in this category in my mind. I think it was the 2015 Oakland Raiders with Derek Carr. I think it was 2015. They were 12-4 or something like that. Just a great team in the AFC. I know this is the NFL. And you could just tell, while they were a tough team to beat in the regular season, that they were going to completely crumble in the playoffs, and they got smoked in the first round. There's been a lot of teams like that, and I think Cleveland a little bit feels that way. They had such a good year last year. They were so good, obviously didn't show up in the playoffs, and now they're falling off. I think sometimes a combo of young players and sort of the magic just connects, and it doesn't necessarily last.
All right, before we get out of the East, Giannis and the Bucks. He desperately wants out. You can kind of feel the need for it. He goes, the Bucks are completely irrelevant unless there's some team that can give him a lot. Is Giannis worth a lot right now?
He is to Golden State. It's a team that thinks that they're one big piece away from being a dynasty again, or at least one more championship. I think he's definitely worth a lot. I've been talking about that for 2 or 3 years. I think Giannis is tired of Milwaukee. I think he's fulfilled his obligation there, winning a championship. And I think that he will get moved before the trade deadline. My guess is it'll be Golden State, maybe Miami. Thinking of other possibilities, could be in Orlando. But yeah, to the right team, to a team that thinks they're, one big player away from winning a championship, they'll ship their entire future to do that.
All right, fair enough. Let's go to break. When we come back, we'll talk the West, because there's lots to talk about. I've got him, Connor, and Full Court Press.
Think about it. A famous politician once said, "You're entitled to your opinion, but you are not entitled to your own facts." But in a world full of AI and fake news, Where can Minnesotans find the facts? Center of the American Experiment is Minnesota's go-to source for fact-based analysis and common sense solutions for taxes, energy, public safety, and our kids' education. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa's Barbecue suggests you try something different. Put out the perfect barbecue flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. Add it to your ribs, dip the meatballs, or drench your wings in the original flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. It isn't too hot or spicy, fruity or smoky or whatever. Grandpa's Barbecue. Available in select stores and online at grandpasbarbecueshop.com.
Are you kidding me?
You know that comment you said to the radio? The thing that we got wrong?
Clearly, Brussels sprouts are the worst vegetable.
Call us and let the world know your thoughts. 855-257-7469. That's 855-ALS-SHOW.
And we've got him, Connor, with Full Court Press, talking the Western Conference. Obviously, Oklahoma City, you mentioned earlier, the cream of the crop. We were able to beat them, the Timberwolves. They're 26-4. Is that record safe? The ultimate win record, the Golden State's record? Do you think?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the narrative shifted extremely quickly from, oh my gosh, they might break the all-time winning record in the season, to, oh my gosh, is Oklahoma City not that good? So
not that good. They lost by a Spurs team and us. That's it.
I've seen the Spurs twice now, by the way. The Western Conference competitive. I saw a headline that said, is Oklahoma City, was it softer than we thought? Something like that. So the media jumps on you quick, Al, as you know, as a media member.
It's not easy, I get that, but I guess my point is I think they're realizing that the reason that was a record, to stay that focused for 82 games is tremendously tough for any group of humans.
Oh, yeah.
Still by far, and I love watching, but I'm a defense guy. I love watching them play. That being said, we go down to San Antonio, the one guy making a difference. You kidding me? Wemby, we said this when he came in, put 30 pounds on the guy and get out of the way, and I think he had 30 pounds on him when he started. I think 50 games in, 40 games, he's lost some of that. He looks a little skinnier now, but I mean, he's bulkier than he was when he started, in basketball. It's hard to keep that weight on as a big guy, but that's made a huge difference in his game.
Yeah, I mean, lots of running. There's a lot of running in the NBA, so tough to keep weight on, especially for a 7'4" guy. But that team has just kind of slowly been assembled again. As I'm saying, I guess this is what I'm preaching today. Teams that were just the bottom of the barrel, decent draft picks. Nobody wanted to play there. They get one kind of perennial potential superstar in Victor. They pull over De'Aaron Fox, who's a great point guard, probably, slowing down now, but I would say probably top 15 point guard in the league. And the pieces start to come together. Their offense is top 10 in pretty much every category. Their defense is sort of middle of the road for the most part, but they're overall very solid. When you have a 7'4" guy that can shoot threes and dribble like De'Aaron Fox, it's a little tough. He's almost a foot taller than Kevin Durant. So I mean, there's a lot of opportunity in San Antonio. They've got obviously a great culture, a winning culture from a long time ago. Interesting to watch, and again, an ascension that happened very quickly.
Yeah, and then I just throw this out: Oklahoma City has a point differential of almost 15, twice any other team. I mean, when they win, and they don't let the hammer off. We'll talk about that in a minute. Denver has the best player in the league. And they're at the third. Denver and Oklahoma City would be a great matchup in my mind in the Western Conference.
Oh, yeah. That's going to continue to be, I think there was commentary a couple of weeks ago about, the Spurs and Oklahoma City are the new great rivalry in the NBA. And I think Victor said, well, we probably should actually accomplish something before they even compare us. But I would say Denver is probably closer to that by quite a bit than the Spurs are. Denver's won a championship and they have battled in the playoffs, many years in a row now. So, I think Nikola Jokic still continues to be the best player in the world and probably the favorite for MVP by quite a bit still. But that's going to be a battle because there's a couple guys scoring more points than him. So as always, they don't love giving guys 4 of those. He's already got 3 of them. It's going to be an
but he probably needs another 3 already. Los Angeles Lakers seem to be sputtering. Your thoughts on them?
Yeah, I mean, Luka Doncic is, I would say, probably the 3rd best player in the world. I actually would even put him ahead of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, which is probably blasphemy for most people as he won the MVP in the championship last year. But just as an individual player, I think Luka is right up there with Jokic. That being said, the Lakers supporting cast is better than what he had in Dallas. Whether or not they go deep into the playoffs, we'll see. But again, Luka just remains unbelievable to watch.
Now, my Minnesota Timberwolves, God love them, but they're driving me nuts. They go out there and they take Oklahoma City. Well, no, they go take Oklahoma City and you're like, all right, here we go. The next game, they should just wipe the deck off of with whoever they were because their star was gone. And it's like, then they don't. We win by 3. And I'm like, I am so tired of watching this team not do what it takes. When they beat Oklahoma City and the Thunder, and I said this before the game, Ant can always go get 40 points. Give him the ball enough, Ant will score 40 points. But when Ant keeps her down, he scored 26 against Oklahoma City. 6 other people got double digits because 6 other people were getting fed by him. He had like 13 rebounds. He was in the game. Next game, 4 rebounds, 40 points, and we barely win a Spurless Victor's the Spurs team or something. And you're like, stop it. Go win these games. And it's driving me nuts. Can they get themselves together? I say this, we're 8-2 in the last 10 games. We've only picked up on Los Angeles. Everyone else, they're doing the same. We can't lose games. We can't lose. Your thoughts on Minnesota?
I mean, I think that it's been a similar story the last 3 years. The Timberwolves very inconsistent. Don't look like a championship caliber team like a Oklahoma City or a Denver who wins 8 out of their 10 games pretty much the entire season. And the lack of consistency has so far ended up being, oh my gosh, we go into the playoffs, we play really well, we make the Western Conference Finals, and then we look like we shouldn't be there at all. And again, that's the inconsistency. I will say the one thing that seems different a little bit, and it's only marginally better, is our turnovers are a lot better than they've been the last 3 years. You and I have been pounding the table on that. Stop giving the ball to the other team. We were, bottom quartile in that for the last 3 years, and now we're right in the middle. So again, it's marginal, but again, you're talking about 5 possessions a game is the difference there. So a little bit more discipline. Anthony Edwards looks like he's pretty much come into where he's going to be, so that's good. 28 points a game is nothing to pick at. We've got the talent to play well. It's just a matter of can we put it together for longer stretches.
And again, like we got Oklahoma City, we get excited, we can play with the big dogs. But can you do it for 7 games in a row? Because then you lose your focus. And when teams come in, we should wipe. We don't. It just drives me nuts. One last team I want to talk about, because I know you like them. You kept bringing Golden State Warriors. Do you really think they can get Giannis? Do they have enough to trade? And is this going to be the last hurrah for Steph Curry?
It's definitely going to be the last hurrah, and that's why I think they'll probably go all in on him. They're buddies. I guess they played video games together for a long time, and it'll be a ship the young core. Jonathan Kuminga, all of those draft picks. It would be a haul, even though Giannis is certainly in the back half of his career. But, those two together would be unbelievable. Steph Curry continues to play at a great level. He just doesn't have any help. I mean, he's got some role players that play okay, but Draymond Green's basically getting into a punching match with Steve Kerr on the bench. Yeah. And I mean, it's just a mess. So I think Draymond Green no longer is a Warrior. They might bring Klay Thompson back in free agency for $5 and a candy bar. I do think there's a good chance that they land Giannis.
We have come from such different generations. We might get him because they play video games together. That was never said in my generation, Connor, ever. But if he plays in,
they played craps at the casino together. What's Michael Jordan's version of this?
Smoke cigar. Yeah, that's a good point. Got to fly. I'm out of time. Appreciate you, Connor. Always a pleasure.
All right, Al. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. It's Connor in Full Court Press.